All right, Shalom. I'll start first and foremost by giving call halayim all Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who feed nourishes through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. A salutation, shalom, and blessing to you, sincere Akim, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. As you can see, I just stumbled across this little article, man. We got a case of measles that adults been catching out here. I'm gonna read this article and I'm gonna go into a little history of the measles, and then I'm gonna bring out a couple scriptures. This comes from Q13 Fox all local. It says King County man tests positive for measles, 6 local cases this month. It says a total of 387 individual cases of measles have been confirmed in 15 states from January 1st to March 28th, 2019. Salakia, let me boom. Salakia. Says confirmed. It says a total of 387 individual cases of measles have been confirmed in 15 states from January 1st to March 28th, 2019, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Joe Radell, or however you pronounce his name. It says a 6 King County resident has tested positive for measles this month, and officials say this is the first case this month that was likely contracted from exposure at a public place, according to King County Public Health. A man in his 40s received care at a multi-care Indigo urgent care in Issaquah while he was contagious. This case brings the total to 9 recent measles cases among Washington state residents. It says the new King County case was likely exposed to measles at Hops and Drops restaurant in Sammamish on May 9th during the time that a previously identified person with measles was there. Health officials have no reason to believe that there is currently any risk of measles at this restaurant other than the time on May 9th that was previously recorded. It says according to the state health department, measles is highly contagious and can be serious. Measles is easily spread when an infected person breathes, coughs, or sneezes. Almost everyone who has not had the vaccine or measles previously will get measles if they are exposed to the measles virus. Washington residents can check vaccination records and immunization status here. Yeah, so the measles is starting to be become another plague that's that's relevant right now, man. And it's all through the spirit of the Lord that this measles is coming back, man. And if you guys know any history on the Israelites, man, that was part of the biological warfare that Esau used against us, man. Measles, smallpox, those are all biological weapons that the Edomite, the so-called Caucasian, the red Hebrew Edomite, used against Israel, man. And I'm gonna get into some of that right now. Matter of fact, all right. This is measles from Wikipedia. It says measles is a highly contagious infectious disease caused by the measles virus. Symptoms usually develop 10 to 12 days after exposure to an infected person and last 7 to 10 days. Initial symptoms typically include fever, often greater than 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit, cough, runny nose, and inflamed eyes. Small white spots known as Koplik's spots may form inside the mouth 2 or 3 days after the start of symptoms. A red, flat rash, which usually starts on the face and then spreads to the rest of the body, typically begins 3 to 5 days after the start of symptoms. Common complications include diarrhea in 8% of cases, middle ear infection 7%, and what's the word? That word be every time. Freaking pneumonia, salakia, pneumonia 6%. These occur in part due to measles induced immunosuppression. Less commonly, seizures, blindness, or inflammation of the brain may occur. Other names include morbilli, rubiola, red measles, and English measles. Both rubella, also known as German measles, and rosola are different diseases caused by unrelated viruses. Okay, you can, brothers, you guys can look at this if you want to. Let me read some more of this. It says measles is an airborne disease which spreads easily through the coughs and sneezes of infected people. It may also be spread through direct contact with mouth or nasal secretions. 9 out of 10 people who are not immune and share a living space with an infected person will be infected. That's pretty. I don't read more than that. I want to get down to the history. Okay. It says estimates based on modern molecular biology place the emergence of measles as a human disease sometime after 500 AD. The former speculation that the Antonine plague of 165 180 through 180 AD was caused by measles is now discounted. The first symptomatic description of measles and its distinction from smallpox and chickenpox is credited to the Persian physician Reyes, 1860 through 932, who published the book of smallpox and measles. Given what is now known as the evaluation of measles, Reyes' account is remarkably timely, as current work that examines the mutation rate of the virus indicates the measles virus emerged from rinderpest, a cow plague, as a zoonotic disease between 1100 and 1200 AD, a period that may have been preceded by limited outbreaks involving the virus not yet fully acclimated to humans. This agrees with the observation that measles requires a susceptible population of 500,000 to sustain an epidemic, a situation that occurs in historic times following the growth of medieval European cities. See, and those European cities were mostly inhabited, by Caucasians. Well, Jake ruled over there too. And hey, ultimately, hold on, the bubonic plague and stuff that happened to Jake. That wiped a lot of Jakes out over in that area, man. Because when that shit hit the scene, Jake was ruling. And that was ultimately the spirit and power of the Lord punishing those wicked ass Jakes that were over there that weren't serving him. That comes into the Byzantine Empire and all that. But let me read on. It says measles is an endemic disease, meaning it has been continually present in a community, and many people develop resistance. In populations not exposed to measles, exposure to the new disease can be devastating. In 1529, a measles outbreak in Cuba killed 2/3 of those natives who had previously survived smallpox. And those Cubans, that's the tribe of Manasseh, which are Israelites. Okay, it says 2 years later, measles was responsible for the deaths of half the population of Honduras, more Israelites, and I believe the Honduras is Zebulon, Slocke, if don't Slocke if I got that wrong, but they're Israelites, and it says, and it had ravished Mexico, Central America, and in Inca civilizations. All those are Jakes, man. All those are Jakes. All those are the northern tribes. Okay? Reading on. Between roughly 1855 and 2005, measles has been estimated to have killed about 200 million people worldwide. Measles killed 20% of Hawaii's population in the 1850s, and in 1875, measles killed over 40,000 Fijians, approximately 1/3 of the population. In the 19th century, the disease killed 50% of the endemy's population. 7 to 8 million children are thought to have died from measles each year before the vaccine was introduced. Okay, that's enough on this shit, man. So you got the history on measles, and like I said, man, Esau was one of the primary people who used measles as a means of warfare, man. Okay, when the Aztecs were taken down, it was by means of disease warfare, man. Okay, when Cristobal Colon came over here, what did he bring, man? He brought disease, man. When they came to the Americas, man, what did they do, man? They gave Native Americans smallpox in their blankets, man. Okay, so the main deliverer of this disease, man, is you so-called fucking Caucasians, man. Okay, and now I want to grab a couple scriptures and then I'm gonna shut it down. This is at 2nd Ezra 15, and I'm gonna start at 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon this world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." Okay, so the sword, which is the modern day sword, is projectiles, man. The missile launchers, the missiles, the guns, and all those such things. Okay, and famine, death, and destruction. That's what's to befall this earth, man. Okay, reading on verse 6, it says, "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." It says, "Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness." Yeah, here in case in point, here I am speaking on it, man. Okay, and this is not my words, man. This is the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai that's moving through me, man. The Spirit of the Lord jumped on me to even do this lesson about this, Reading on, it says, "Which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually," man. Yeah, man, because this world is perverse, man. Everything is geared towards homosexuality. Everything is geared towards women's worship of women. Okay, everything is geared towards drugs. Okay, everything is geared towards wickedness, man. This whole earth is governed in wickedness, man. Okay, and that's why the souls of the just complain continually, man. And not just because of the atrocities that are being done, but the souls are crying because of the bloodshed of the innocent, man. Esau has had a perpetual hatred towards Jake, man, and Esau has been coming against Jake, coming against the righteous of Yasharallah, man. Okay, the Lord's elect, man. And not just Esau, man. Our own people, man. They murder the prophets too, man. Okay. Verse 9, it says, "And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." And the modern day Egypt is here, America, man. This is modern day Egypt, man. Okay, you see it on the money, the dollar bill. Matter of fact, I believe I have a dollar, which you can see all the pyramids and shit on. You see that the pyramid. You know what I'm saying? You have yeah, this is Egypt, man. This is Egypt, man. Um, we've been in bondage here, and Egypt is symbolic of bondage, man. Verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Exactly, man. The Most High is punishing this place, man. This small little case of measles, man. Hey, it blows the roof off, man. And Esau, man, is with that shit, man. That's why he stores all the freaking diseases in the CDC, man. What do you think they're doing with all those diseases that they catalog and collect, man? What do you think they're doing with them, man? They're splicing them together and they're making super flus and diseases that are decimating people, man. Okay, they got this disease that's called it's something gangrene. I forget. It's something gangrene, and it's a diabetic. It's a diabetic medicine that causes this shit, right? I was meaning to do a sit down. Matter of fact, now that it's sparked my interest again, I'm gonna find that. I'm gonna do a lesson on that. But it's a diabetic medicine that one of the what's the shit called symptoms, not symptoms, but I forget the exact word, but one of the drawbacks from taking that is that you might get the chance of getting this gangrene, which it's a bacteria flesh-eating disease that eats your freaking nuts, man. Eats your genitals, man. Okay? And who are the main people that are diabetics, man? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians, man. Okay? You are the ones that are catching diabetes at high rates, you know what I'm saying, from all the sugar and the whack-ass diets you guys have. And then what? You go to these drugs, taking these drugs, trying to get cured from the shit, and then shit's eating your balls, man. Eating your genitals, man. How are you going to produce, how are you going to procreate without balls, man? You won't, man. And that's Esau's diabolic just invention, man. He invented that drug, man. He invented that disease, that disease that eats your balls, man. That shit is wicked, man. And that's why the Most High is going to take vengeance on this place, man. Because of the innocent blood that's being shed and for the perpetual hatred that you have against Jake, man. All right. Verse 12, it says, Egypt shall mourn, the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. Yeah, man, and that's pretty much the point, man. Hey, this little measles outbreak is just a plague that the Lord is putting upon this place, man. And ultimately, he uses who, man? Esau is a pawn of the Lord's, man. He's a pawn of the Lord's on the left-hand side, man. Hey, the Lord controls the wicked, and the Lord controls the just, man. All are in his palm, man. So hey, man, ultimately the Esau is the Lord's sword, and he's a perfect sword, man, because he's the harbinger of death, man. He brings death and destruction anywhere he goes, anything he touches, man. And hey, man, man, us brothers that are striving for perfection, and that's in this word, in truth and sincerity, man. Hey, we're delivered from the diseases, from the plagues, from the destruction, from the punishment that's coming down the pike for this, for America and everywhere else on this earth, man. And with that, I'm gonna shut it down and pray this was edifying. I'm gonna say, hey, shalom, Akim.